Okay, so we put a battery on it. Okay, commence. Okay, allez. So there sounds like there's some compression, although it sounds like there's something leaking somewhere. But there's some compression, it's turning, it's not seized. We could try bleeding the diesel. Let's have a look. Il avait le gasoil dans la...
Oui, gazole. À gazole.
Okay, so it's got some fuel.
Je pense qu'avec deux batteries, plus de sauce peut démarrer.
Yeah, but
Je pense.
we should...
Oui.
Yeah, démonte là, and il avait le gasoil dans... Yeah, we're going to have a look if it's got... yeah, let's get the key. So we've got diesel coming out. It looks like we've got diesel. Okay, Alex. So we appear to have diesel coming, so we seem to have some compression and some diesel. Okay, so we have tightened up, we've got the oil diesel coming out, so let's try again. Okay, let's see if it'll go, I don't know. It's not seized, but okay. There's quite a sucking noise coming out of somewhere. Okay, I think we'll do a compression test. Okay, so we've taken off the rocker covers, the 4 rocker covers, and there's some bizarre stuff going on. This one here, there's no push rod, look. The push rod is missing. I don't think it's in the engine. And this nut here is loose.
C'est un moteur qui a pas tourné longtemps.
So someone's taken it off. This cylinder here looks like it's got no oil feed.
C'est un moteur pour me changer, hein.
It's rusty. And this one is also tight, loose. So someone's had it here. And we've got another push rod missing here. So we're going to take off, I think I'm going to take off the cylinders and have a look what's going on. So the mystery continues. So we've just taken the rocker covers and the rocket gear off. We're missing those push rods. It looks like either there was no oil feed to that rocker area there, or perhaps someone had left it off and stolen the rocker gears for another engine, the push rods for another engine. It's a bit of a mystery. I'm not sure what this pipe here does. I wonder if that's the oil feed pipe. But my next job is to take this manifold off, and then we'll have a look at getting the individual cylinder heads off. Right, that's it for tonight. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening. We're doing all right. What have we found? This manifold's a pain to get off. The turbo was seized, but I put some WD-40 down the oil hole and span it with a socket on the front nut, and that's come unseized, so we're not looking too bad. I've got a list of new bits I've got to buy, gaskets and stuff, but tomorrow's job is going to be to try and get these cylinder heads off. Now, at first I thought, genius, individual cylinder heads, you can just pop them off. And then, because they're all joined together with this manifold, which is just a pain to get to, you can't get a socket through there. Look at the state of me. I should put my gloves on, really. I will put my gloves on tomorrow. Yeah, it's sort of not that good, really. But we'll get it all going, and we'll take it all apart, and then we'll look at the pistons. What we really need to do is look at the pistons and the heads. Why are there 2 rods missing? Why is there no oil feed to that top? And then do we change the engine? Do we just recondition the heads, put new gaskets on, and hope for the best? Who knows? Right, day 2. I've woken up, and I think I've decided I'm going to take the engine out, because you don't know what's happened. The clutch could have packed up, and they could have taken it off the road, and then someone's gone and robbed those push rods. So I think today I'm going to take the radiator out, take the ancillaries off, take the starter motor off, and get ready to lift it out. Then I can clean everything up, get the engine out, and I think I'm going to put the engine from Grant that we got in. Right, here we go, let's get started. We've got the dog barking, we've got the digger ready, and we've got the cows absolutely fascinated. Bonjour, Vache. He's got a little bell on him, look. Right, let's get this open. I'm going to have a sweep up, get the barn all tidy, and then let's have a go at getting the... Oh, I'm going to take the engine out, so we'll take the radiator out next, and let's start to get the engine out. Right, we've had a good sweep up in the barn, it's all tidy. We'll just drain the radiator. It's all looking all right. So I've got the alternator off, I'm just working my way, getting I've got a load of the pipes off, got the servo pipes off. And we're going to try, and I've got the fuel filter, taking that all off. Try and disconnect everything, bit by bit, and get that engine out. I've just taken the exhaust. That's the turbo downpipe, so that's just come off the turbo there, and that goes down to the exhaust. What is that? What is that living in there? I think he's come through the turbo, whatever he is. What is it? It's like a decomposed bird. Look, there's some featherage there. Look. There's half a bird in there. How did that get in the output of the turbo? That was in there. No wonder the turbo was seized the other day. He's spinning a bit freer now. R.I.P. bird. You must have come up the other way. How can you have a bird in your turbo? There we go. Go and join the cows. Right, we're making progress. I've just got the inlet manifold off. The exhaust manifold's ready to lift off. We've got the radiator out. It's all looking pretty good. The engine, when you take everything off, all the bolts are shiny. You can see here how new the bolts look. I mean, look, even the pulley there and the bottom pulley there. I wonder if it hasn't had a replacement engine, but I still think it's better to take it out, check it over, and put it back in, or put the other one in. But there's a mystery. It's just so good. I don't know. Right, let's get that manifold and turbo off. Okay, day 3. Let's go and get the tools. Just had a nice breakfast. We got some basic tools here. Those are all the bits I've taken off. I put them in a pot, depending where they come on the engine, hopefully to put it back together. I was still tossing and turning last night trying to work out what's going on. That engine, those crank pulleys, they look new, but it's done the mileage. So has it had a new engine? Has it just been really well looked after? Has it never been out in the rain? Anyway, let's get the cylinder heads off. Right, let me grab my tools. Right, here she is. So yeah, last night. So all the radiators out now. The radiator cowling's out. Here's an interesting thing. Oh, the bonnet's latched. There we go. The bonnet sort of half stays up on its own. Now, is that just brilliant hinge engineering, or are my hinges seized? If someone's got a Range Classic, can they tell me? Right, so I was looking at the cylinder heads last night, and it's quite interesting. So originally, when I heard that it was 4 cylinders, I thought, that's brilliant, you could just take whichever one out you want. But if you look here, this one here overlaps this one, and this one overlaps this one, and so on. So you've got to take this one off to take this one off to take this one off to get at this one. So I think we're all ready. These 2 bolts were tight last night, so I've left them soaking. But yes, just look how clean this is. And there's no way that engine has been exposed to the 200,000 kilometers. Let's go and check that mileage again. Yeah, there's the mileage. Look, it's 239,931 kilometers. So it's done some mileage, and, and the foot pedals are worn and everything. So we're still not sure what's going on. Right, let's have those cylinder heads off. Let's have a look in. Right, it appears I was wrong, because I've just loosened the final bolt on this cylinder head. So I think you might struggle with one of the middle ones, but you can take this one off. Right, and have I got everything detached? I got the fuel line off. What's still going on there? It's cool. It's the glow plug wire down in there. Look, I've got a disconnect. There you go. You can see that nut. Let me get the glow plug wire off. Okay, the glow plug wire disconnected. Let's have a look what a VM engine cylinder head looks like. That looks... Oh, is there a crack across there? Look. Oh, that's not good. Look. We've got a crack across the cylinder head there. Let's have a look what the others look like. But there you go. That's what a VM cylinder head looks like. It's neat, isn't it? It's a little all-in-one. Get your glow plug in there. Got a... Put it down on there. There you go. You got your valve, your push rod. So yeah, That crack there is worrying, isn't it? Right, let's have a look what else we got. Let's have a look at the bore. Let's grab a bit of blue roll, always, and let's have a look what the bore looks like. It looks like there's been some sort of water in, and it turned over okay. I can't feel a gap at the top. You can give it all a clean. I mean, I could just swap the... We'll give it all a clean and we'll rotate it so the piston comes up to the top. Right, here we go, there's number 2, still on number 2. We got no cracking on that, but there's a sign of a lot of water on there. So that's that. Now what was more interesting was, so the first one didn't have any push rods. Now this one has got a push rod, but there's no, you can't see in there because of the light. But that one, this one's got a tappet in the bottom, but this one I can feel the cam. So it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird what's going on here. I'll get a magnet out and we'll get the tappets out. So we're missing a few push rods. The mystery deepens. He's a bit rusty. He's been exposed. Is he straight? I guess if I roll him on a flat surface. There you go, digger. Yeah, he seems straight enough. Right, let's get number 3 out. I'll mark them as I take them out. And let's see what we got. Right, that's number 3. Now he's not looking so good there. There's a lot of erosion between the sort of spark injector area there. That's not looking good at all. The interesting thing about number 3 is he's got a pipe, a cooler pipe. Now all of them have got the hole there, but they're blanked off on the others. Right, so there we go. All of them are off. So let's have a look at number 4. I'll need to clean that up before we really get any idea of whether the block's any good or not. But it's just bizarre. It is a mystery. So number 4 looks mint, but there's no push rods again. So I'm absolutely baffled. So cleaned it up a bit. Now cylinder 1 and 4 don't look too bad. There's not too much scratching, but if I just spin the engine around, let's see if I can do this here one-handedly, and put a fan belt around it. You can see there's some pretty bad score in there. Likewise on there. So I don't know if that's overheating. I'm sure just wear. 230,000, but it's weird. That's obviously had the same wear, but that one's not as bad. So let me just show you those. I've got a torch here. See if I can show you into those where I didn't think there were tappets, but they actually are. So you can see there, if you don't get it right, and there's a hole down to the camshaft, but there is a little sort of tappet there. So, right, I mean, it looks like this engine's got sleeves, and I could perhaps change the sleeves, but I've got that other engine I picked up off Grant. So I think we're going to take this one out.